in that department.
Yeah, it's a little bit, but that's not your ideal pair for the Aphelios. It's not an Enchanter, it's not a Thresh, so it's definitely something that needs to roam more NFs in 2021 summer. It's mostly coincidence, but it is interesting, I find, that Cloud9 has been so good in double limb, and every time they've made it to
this point, the expectation for Cloud9 is this qualification, is fighting for the trophy. NRG has been atop, clawing their way up here, but Blabber brings the crash down in its first blood over to C9.
The timing, can't tell if it's just the fact that they're thinking about scaling for Worlds or if they actually can't put it together.
And remember, we've mentioned it before already. NRG is one of the squads that's figured them out before. Nice! Ignar going in with a pulverized headbutt follow-up, and they give the money over to FBI. NRG, well played there. Okay, there we go.
Get in there.
There we go.
625 gold as well as the
huge
gold. Look at that total gold now, 500 ahead.
Picking up another plate. The gold difference hasn't really changed much as Blabber flashes in. Magnet Storm on 2 targets. Shattering Strike looking to keep Ignar locked down. Jimenez going underneath the turret looking for FBI. Fires out the Moonlight Vigil and he takes Jimenez down as the fight into the river may just be able to favor NRG now. Blabber's in the middle of 4 and he ain't walking away from this one. Contracts locks him down. Palafox blows him up. Now Fudge has to try to get out. NRG turning around beautifully. Jimenez got way too hype underneath that bottom lane tier 1.
He goes in here, but no one is actually there to follow up. Berserker can't fly over the wall, and then this attempted solo kill happened again, and actually got him this time.
Pop into the top part of the rift right now. And remember, it was NRG who took the first. Cloud9 decided not to challenge for it. C9 going to take it,
make his way back in, but you can see they didn't have any mid pressure with Palafox being top, so even though the Herald dropped, that couldn't get them, and now they're trying to use Maokai ult to clear out the river.
Maokai ult flies through. Now Sven could be the one in some trouble. Ignar flies in after him, already has the ulti activated, but he won't get anything else, and it looks like the damage is going to be back into the NRG support. C9 get a free kill. NRG not having the engage they were looking for. It's too disjointed, it's too chaotic, and it's not enough to stop C9, who now can just march themselves into the bottom side river. Jimenez is just trying to force down the turret with no minion wave. I'm not really sure what is going on here. Palafox might be able to hunt him down. Berserker comes over to help him. This has gotten a little bit wild, and now the Dragon is once again the target. Blabber dropping the Magnet Storm, looking for contracts as he makes his way into the pit, but he's going to be burned down before anything else happens. Sven now targeted next. Dokla picking one up. It'll be a 1-for-1 so far, and NRG ain't done yet. Blabber's going to get burned. A double kill over to the Croc. Fudge picks another one back up as FBI falls. Jimenez tries to get away, but Dokla will slice and dice his way to a triple kill.
All right, this is officially a mess. The Drake, which lowers their GPS, it allows Dokla approach into river, and it ultimately secures NRG. The Drake
shields off of him. Palafox, shock blast over the wall, finds Fudge, but nobody else. They're using Maokai ulti to try to keep him away here from the Drake. It's going to be secured by FBI as Blabber went into the field. It's a massive pulverize coming out onto 3 targets, but Jimenez is still safe and free firing back on the contracts. Fudge goes on a killing spree, and C9 get a 1-for-0 here at the start. FBI's booted up, but he's got about 1 million chakrams. He flashes back away. The damage pours into the Cloud9 health bars. Jimenez about to be caught as Dokla's in the middle of 3, and he's not going to be able to get away either. Palafox goes over the wall, to the skies, to the ground. Jimenez will fall. 2 dead on C9. Ward over the wall from NRG. They see what's going on now. Dokla's in bottom lane. It's teleporting into the pit now. The Baron's down to 1,300. Dokla comes in, but it's going to be secured by Blabber already. But what about the fight? C9 have lost Jimenez. Sven tries to get away. Ignar may have been taking a chunk of damage, but he's already got the ulti back, so he's ready to go. Contracts chases down Sven. Blabber will fall too. It's a Baron for 3 as C9 can barely escape. Fudge is to get out. Berserker trying to go berserk here on FBI, but he's going to be locked down instead. Contracts ready to follow up here on the chase. FBI using the Gale Force to chase after the Cloud9 marksman. Dokla's still coming in from behind. They want to punish the Kaisa, the supercharger, to try to get away. Dokla will not have enough damage to kill him. NRG's not going to get a 4th, but they're going to use this momentum to take down a turret in mid, another turret in top. Smash, Blabber in the middle of everybody ain't going to escape. Fudge used the teleport there as an escape mechanism. Otherwise, he was in danger of falling too, as Sven has been caught in the enemy jungle, trying to go on a little bit too deep of a warding mission without close enough help. Now with both the Crescendon and the Calibrum, he's going to have the extra range as Dokla and Fudge get into a scrap here down in bottom lane. C9 with control over the Drake pit, control over the river. Ignar jumps in and knocks Blabber back into the pit. Accelerated shock blast over the wall. FBI ulti hits 2. Blabber's very low, but the Drake also is low. Magnet Storm back on the targets. FBI's in the middle of everybody. Sejuani. They haven't killed him yet, but Fudge goes in for the shutdown, and C9 finally find a fight. They've taken out the enemy AD carry, mid, jungler, all. Only Dokla's left standing besides Ignar, man. C9, triple kill for Fudge. They'll slam that fight. Oh,
so obnoxious for FBI. He has a stopwatch this fight. Palafox has a broken stopwatch. That hasn't turned into GA yet. That last fight was really the blueprint for how C9 wants to play. They might try again here.
Yeah, Contract instantly getting chunked for half HP there thanks to the Kai'Sa. TP arrives as Dokla's ready to join up with the rest of NRG, but C9 have already dispersed. Meanwhile, M&S was still up here in the top lane, applying pressure to the turrets. Trist does this so effectively. Clears out that wave, but the Baron down to 8,000 HP already. C9 shreds through this thing with 2 marksmen.
It's a flip.
Contracts wants to get in there. The Maokai ulti's already found its way, but Blabber's found the smite. C9, they bring in Fudge for reinforcements. If NRG want the fight, they're going to have to take it 5v5. Blabber over the wall there. Shattering Strike into the crash down. They found the enemy jungler. They drop the depth charge of the FBI and force him into the stopwatch as Berserker goes into the back. The Kai'Sa is diving and C9 is thriving. A double kill for the AD carry as FBI tries to get one, but immediately falls to the counter-strike damage. Ignar wants to get out, but there's just no way. It's a 5-for-1. It's the end of the game. The Baron fight for C9.
Berserker flew in off of just a Nautilus ultimate to start that fight onto FBI. Realized he couldn't finish it off, flashed over the wall, but then just solo killed Palafox after burning so much on FBI. C9 take game 1.
C9 will march this one in. There's no way these timers are going to be short enough to give NRG a chance. The Nexus turrets are down. It was a back and forth bloody game, but C9's team fighting saves the day. They're going to win this first one in the best of 5.
All business for Berserker. 5.
NRG took away the Zeri, and they're like, we're still going to send Kai'Sa mid. We're going to pick the Sivir, which is something we've seen have a little bit of a higher priority over in LCK, so that's super interesting.
Thing to note what happened on the screen right there. Berserker's reaction times are easily fast enough to reactively block the Shattering Strike from Ignar's Rel, but Fudge and Blabber now looking for Dokla, ready to flash follow as the Ornn tries to get away. Blabber staying on top of him for the Aftershock proc, and it's first blood to the Croc. C9's the board.
Nicely done by Cloud9 on it, but as has been the pattern, C9 have been challenged by NRG.
Oh, M&S jumping back in after Palafox here. Flash for the auto attack to finish him off. Palafox not respecting that mid lane Kai'Sa. Yeah, does have level 6 here on the Sejuani. Contracts also level 6 on Kha'Zix as Palafox jumps in for a trade on M&S, but it's Blabber who arrives first and slightly misses the ult. Now M&S in trouble as Contracts shows up and the bug is hungry. Palafox ends up taking the first kill as Contracts flashes over the wall to try to escape from Blabber. Palafox trying to keep Blabber rooted up in place here, make sure they can't chase
own level. So whenever he calls his ultimate, even if he maxes Q, he actually ends up doing a significant amount of max.
Dustblade is what actually gets you out and what keeps you alive. So you need to have that damage, but they're going to look for a dive on top side.
Yeah, they want to kill Dokla before he can even hit the second part of the Ornn horn. They'll slice, they'll dice. It's easy money for C9. The dive works beautifully up here, ready to play around this. Fudge and M&S now working together up in the top lane to take down that first turret of the game. This one's going to get stopped before it completes the charge. There we go. Not quite enough to finish off the turret, and NRG's going to pop it immediately thereafter. Blabber coming in, finds the stun on the Contracts. They want to try to dogpile the enemy junglers. Ven is low, but so is Dokla. M&S grabs the kill on Dokla to start things off, and Ignar's not going to escape as he tries to get out on the side. C9 popping 2 in trade.
Blabber just pulled the trigger, I think, a lot more quickly than NRG was expecting. Yes, Contract is able to jump out and survive, but that means he can't re-enter the fight. Now M&S potentially caught.
Yeah, M&S jumped on True Shot Barrage over the top to finish him off. Nice pick up there from NRG to at least get
The game has 2 items completed here. They took down the towers. He got the solo kill, so Cloud9 way out as far as the gold is concerned.
They're not wanting to take any fights right now. They don't want to fight with this power spike disadvantage. Nice reaction there from Berserker to just make sure the True Shot Barrage can't do anything.
Explode your game.
Where are you at in the Kai'Sa Mythic discussion? Because he is going to be going Rageblade. A lot of people are very opinionated about that.
Oh, hold on. Contract's getting locked down as he tried to find a potential pick on Sven, who still escapes off to the side. The Ornn horn goes through, but it's Ignar who's about to drop first. Blabber kills him with the second part of Sejuani's W as Palafox at least cleans up Sven and makes it a 1-for-1. Dokla's trying to get away now, but Berserker is fired up and ready to go with the Sivir speed. Blabber keeps the chase alive, going after Palafox, but LeBlanc is too slippery. Cloud9
Just pick on top lane.
Palafox gonna need to get away from 2 here. Fudge gonna go pop the early Dominus, get that Fury charging. Palafox wants to kite him around here with the chains. A lot of burst damage onto the LeBlanc. He resets his position back into the alcove, but Blabber's got him, no problem. C9 picking up a freebie.
Because the mid jungle from NRG, while there's been glimpses, it really has just all been C9 this game as they start up the Baron again.
Berserker getting caught here. Yes, he spell shields the crash down, but FBI following it up. Nice shutdown on the enemy marksman. C9 still got that Baron at about 4,000 HP. True shot barrage fly through. Contracts on the backside of the wall. C9's got to be careful about this when they don't just want to give this objective away to NRG. Ornhorn summoned. Dokla going in, seeing if they might be able to find another kill now onto Fudge as Ignar is burst low, but not before he can find a Magnet Storm. Sven wanted to go after FBI, but he won't find him. Now Blabber's stuck in the middle of 4. C9 has made a crucial mistake, and Contracts finds a shutdown. FBI still looking to chase these guys. Fudge has the ulti ready to go again, but he's slowed down. The Rockets, the Kazakhs, a triple kill for Contracts, and M&S will fall, taking one with him. It's a 5 for 2, and NRG get the 8.
Ezreal and LeBlanc are poking. Now in this sequence, it was Ezreal doing the poking. The one before this, it was LeBlanc. But because there's so much chip damage on the Blabber, I feel it, I feel it. That said, with the isolation damage onto the Baron, that definitely would have been Baron. That's why I said, like, I believe they'll get it, because Kazakh is fantastic at melting single target neutral objectives.
Dokla. This could be a pretty bad situation.
Fudge throws down the gauntlet, and he's going to kill the Dokla here. That's going to be a solo kill.
Ready to go. A little bit more damage. Chases through him there. Waited on the second part of the slice and dice to chase the Ornn through his own dash, and Fudge cuts him down. The pure 1v1 on the bottom side of the map.
I think, realistically speaking, both mythics are great for her as they make the pick here.
Ooh, M&S, Killer Instinct. The shield is enough to keep him alive, get him back underneath the tier 2 turret. C9 ready to reinforce. Blabber goes in for the ulti, but it's going to be dodged. However, there's no way home for the bug. Contracts get squished. C9 picks off the enemy jungler right next to Baron. You know what the call is going to be.
Good interrupt.
As Palafox is trying to poke these guys. Remember, there's no jungler on the NRG side. C9 know this. They're still trying to burn the Baron. Palafox jumps in for a little bit more poke as Fudge approaches from below. Secured Baron for Contract, not for Contracts. It's over to Blabber and C9. C9 continuing their chase now as Dokla and FBI try to kite back into their own jungles. Ben gets himself back out with a battle dance as Berserker takes out Dokla. FBI tag with a Void Seeker and a bouncing boomerang blade. A shutdown over to Berserker as Ignar tries to escape, but it's a triple for the C9 AD carry. Palafox jumping back over the wall, trying to distort something, trying to find some kind of a kill on the back end of the fight. Contracts is coming in. He finds Blabber, immediately gets the first kill. Now M&S has to try to escape, and Contracts looks for more. Flash into the queue, but it's not quite enough as M&S flashes away to escape.
My god, because he's ignoring Blabber and his enormous health bar with how fed he is this game. Oh my, another pick here.
Yeah, Contracts just has no chance. He's isolated, so he takes every bit of damage from that Acathian range. Just gets bursted down by Sven.
That means you get to interact with her, which is a privilege you don't always get playing against Kaisa.
Yeah, she's often 4 screens away.
Important Sorrel's Grudge. Tanks do a really good job of just eating the Qs. And because they ignored Blabber trying to poke the people in the back, it bit them, like it kind of bit them in the ass because Sivir just ran them over. That's usually the point where you're tanky enough that you can walk in front of the enemy, like in front of the enemy Renekton and their comp and kind of tank them. Unfortunately, Dokla's had a bit of a stinker this game, so he's been much weaker than what we're used to seeing from an Ornn in mid-game.
Blabber goes in. They immediately lock down Palafox as he has to distort away. Ignar's going to be caught by Sven with the grand entrance off to the side, and Fudge's follow-up guarantees a pick on the enemy support. C9 5v4 now for the next 30.
This is here for NRG. And when you're already behind and you lose control of your jungle, it's only going to spell disaster.
M&S could be caught here. Long-range Ornhorn not going to connect thanks to the stasis. Palafox needs a little bit more burst. Contracts going in, but Fudge is too much of a brick wall. M&S turns it around with a kill on Contracts. They're going to be traded 1-for-1 back and forth. Sven and Fudge still pushing forward as Blabber joins the mix. Berserker's behind him, but Sterix has been popped. Palafox and Dokla trying to fight back as FBI provides the firepower. The chains have found their way onto the front line, and Blabber gets cut down. Fudge barely escapes with 200 HP, and Palafox is still looking to see what he might be able to find. He jumps in for the auto attack on Berserker, but it's not a whole lot. TP coming in as NRG want to stop this Baron from C9, but it's already down to 2,000 and Contracts can't get into the pit. Dokla summons up the Ornhorn, but Blabber's leading the charge for C9. Fudge coming in from the side, hasn't popped the Dominus yet. Ven wants to go in for the ulti, but he won't find anybody with the quickness. Now it's Blabber and the rest of C9 having to fall back. Their engage does not succeed.
Giving Sivir and Kaisa a champion to hit is exactly how they want to play this composition. Unfortunately, Well, with Baron already.
C9 going for the 4-man push here in the top lane. They've got M&S back in bot, dealing with Palafox in the 1v1. These two are going in. M&S tries to go in for the killer instinct. Palafox is going to drop. C9 wins the side lane.
He doesn't want to risk getting engaged on as he arrives, and Cloud9 can start to push in here. You can see Sivir staying top lane, trying to escort in that wave. But it's still a while before that next wave comes in through top, but they will knock down the mid lane inhibitor, and then they can threaten to actually cut off any NRG members from that top lane tower, secure that as well. So it's going to be 2 inhibs going away of Cloud9 without even a fight in the base.
And now they're going to reinforce with Fudge too. There's still 20 seconds before Palafox comes back to life. C9's looking to push for those Nexus turrets now. Fudge pops the Dominus. Dokla's here on the front line, but he's melting very quickly. Has to flash back to the fountain steps as Ignar's also at half HP. Counterattack comes through with the Ornn ulti, but there's no follow-up. C9 are just absolutely bruising NRG right back into their fountain, as you can see them trying to regain their position and keep the waves at bay. First Nexus turret finally dies, and Palafox is back on the rift. C9 won't be able to hard force the end of the game just yet, but they're going to continue kiting back. NRG seeing if there's any chase to be found.
And the Sivir ultimate. When these go off, if NRG manages to survive the initial engage, it looks like they can fight back and try to somewhat counter, as Ignar gets picked off there, trying to get some vision.
Couldn't survive the initial engage.
Pretty much, right?
in those situations in particular. Contracts, though, going for a bit of a YOLO play here. Just
I like it.
You got to do something. But I think M&S wins the Assassin War against him. Yeah, that's Kai'Sa, and you're not Kai'Sa.
Q is half your HP now.
Oh yeah, I mean, there you have it. One nice thing about the Gensus is that your Cathian Rain does get upgraded, which AP Kai'Sa does not get the benefit of. That said, you can see both Palafox and Contracts feel the pressure. Contract went for the 1v1 on the side lane down bottom. Now Palafox doing the same as all the ultimates get thrown.
Ooh, FBI trying to kite this one out, but they've caught him. He's gone. C9 having killed the enemy jungler, support, and AD carry should just be able to march this in for the full Nexus here in game number 2. Last remaining Nexus turret's your target. Dokla summons up the ulti for a last-ditch attempt, but he only hits Fudge with the knock-up. He's fine staying on the front with a Sterix gauge. Magnet Storm onto 2 targets, but it is not enough. There's no damage for NRG. There's no way to hold on. C9 takes the dub. They're going to match point.
Really strong performance here in game 2 from Cloud9. It didn't feel like there was
In this game, it's going to be really important that NRG's front line will be able to survive the Rel engage. That's a really big deal. If Rel jumps in and Renekton manages to not just disappear.
The way that Counter-Strike interacts with the wave, just allowing you to force it up. Can take control early versus Renekton, but with Contracts making another visit, they're going to look for this. They forced the flash at least, so Fudge getting away with that one. Meanwhile, back in bottom lane, it's Ignar, 100 HP. He tried to flash, but it won't matter. Berserker's got him back up in the top lane. It's a 2v2 at the same time. Blabber's joined the party. Fudge is low, but he's got the Counter-Strike ready to turn it around. Contracts locks him down with a Root Caller, and now they need just a little bit more damage to finish him off. Dokla goes for the flash, Call the Meek, and that's going to be a kill back over to NRG.
Nicely done by NRG, winning that skirmish on the top side. The Counter-Strike
Palafox, but Palafox makes sure he walks as far down as he can while heading back to the turret to avoid that. Then going in, locking down the enemy support again. They try to turn it back on Berserker, but they won't find him. It's Ignar dropping first. FBI needs one more auto to kill off the C980 carry, but he won't find it. He has to flash.
The feather pull!
The feather pull ends up taking him down from the grave. It's a double kill for Berserker.
Nicely done.
Not
Take it
ideal,
all back.
but
It's
C9
fine.
is going in after the Herald now. Contract's trying to stop him here with Daisy. Gets the knock up onto Blabber. Fudge going into the brushes, completely unafraid of the Ivern. C9 going for the objective as Ignar swoops in. Dokla's got the kill on Fudge, and now NRG's gonna grab a second. Yes, they may have lost the objective, but a double kill back over onto Dokla feels like a decent trade.
Yeah, absolutely. Some down games, but he was kind of a high-risk, high-reward player. He had a lot of these really incredible pop-off carry games. In summer, it hasn't really happened as Blabber's going to look for an engage.
Yeah, Blabber goes in for a 2v2, but there's the package. M&S with the delivery, and Contracts is cleaned up. Now it's Blabber who's got to be a little bit careful as Palafox follows up with a DPS. M&S flashing back over the wall, but Dokla's ready to follow here for the Rampage. FBI chasing down the Cloud9 jungler. Needs a little bit more damage, and the last auto attack finds it. NRG may have lost their jungler. Using their momentum here to take out this Drake. It's the first one of the game. Very, very late first Drake. Blabber's coming up to try to challenge for it, but
Ludens is actually slightly more popular than Triforce. I tend to think Triforce is better, but there are also other options. I see some people go IE, you can go Quick Blade. I'm always hesitant to criticize a Q flash that misses because I'm not sure if it's the bug or I'm not sure if it's a mistake, right? So it does always kind of like, it has more individual agency, right? You know, Xayah can make her own plays. Xayah can defend herself in these fights, and I think that is where we've really seen Berserker excel. The wave cleared out on top side, but they're trying to actually bully down this turret regardless. Not going to be able to do it. We're trying to use Daisy to just tank that up, allow Palafox to finish it off, but with backdoor coming into play, not going to be able to actually do so. With the Amp Tome in pocket for M&S, I am now expecting that it is actually going to be that Luden's build, and they're looking for a pick on bot side.
Yeah, they want Dokla. They're dropping the Magnet
That's
Storm, so he
shutdown.
answers with the Dominus. He's trying to put some of the damage back into Blabber, maybe fight this off a little bit. Berserker's going to be rotated down here too because they want to give the shutdown money over to the Xayah. Dokla with the flash out. Sven doesn't hit him with the dredge line. Dokla's still on the run. Palafox swoops in from the side. Fudge is killed off. Dokla just outplayed him, and NRG's played him. Everybody on C9 drops dead, and a teleport coming in from M&S to maybe find Palafox, but he just barely gets it with a burn. Ignar chasing him back over the wall here as Big Dokes wants to cut off the escape route. Contracts and Ignar don't have a whole lot of DPS, but there's not a whole lot of HP left. M&S tries to turn it back around. It's an ace for NRG. They're gonna trust Contracts to flip this Baron. Blabber is right on the very back of the pit. Palafox goes over the wall to shove Blabber back. They secure it. NRG take a 20-minute Baron. Oh, man. Gonna win those. I love the fact that they're ready to commit to these plays, that they're trusting themselves to do it right as a team.
Absolutely, you know, and I'm down for risky plays as long as the risk is weighted in your favor. It's appropriate to the situation. Are able to execute, and now that 1.3K gold lead has become a 3,500 gold lead here. It is going to be a Cloud. If there is a fight, Flash stun from Dokla becomes an opportunity. Flash engage from Ignar becomes an opportunity where if you can 100-0 Berserker, all of a sudden it's really, really risky. So camps, they're securing vision around the dragon, so now Ivor can just walk back to it.
Oh, Dokla getting jumped on by Sven and Blabber as Berserker
though.
and Palafox are in a 1v1 off to the side. Palafox chases him down! Palafox kills Berserker!
Palafox gets his flash and the kill without expending his flash or ultimate there. Really nicely played, felt confident to look for it, and now NRG posturing to take even more.
What was the word that you said it would be if Berserker dies here? Catastrophic?
Catastrophic.
It is indeed that for the side of C9, as now they are going to lose their tier 2 in
TP
mid.
flank.
Control of
Double
the Drake.
TP.
Uh-oh, C9's ready to try to make some kind of a counterattack. M&S goes for a package. FBI flashes over the wall. C9 trying to collapse on these guys, and M&S has the shutdown on FBI. The catastrophe has arrived, but for what side? A shutdown on Dokla. C9 finds a massive angle, but now will they lose anybody in the back end? Not quite, as Fudge and
One-way trip here because no one else is around, so they are going to wisely back off. Not worth risking it for a single Cloud Dragon from this point.
You choose not to go Crown in a matchup like this. It's just so easy with the amount of projectiles.
Oh, no.
Ignar wanted to go in, but he didn't find Berserker or anything, really. Daisy's about to drop for free as Cloud9 wants to disengage. Palafox doesn't full commit an ulti into this. Dokla's still looking. Maybe he needs to go into the pit. A nice root caller on Blabber. Magnet Storm ain't going to be enough, but now Dokla's stuck up in the front of the fight. The Sterix won't keep him alive, and Ignar has to retreat. It'll be a 1-for-1 when it's all quickly makes them rethink their decisions.
Yeah, great pick onto Blabber, which could have meant more, but oh, they're going for the engage!
They're not done! Palafox finds a swoop, but it's only on Sven. Now M&S stuck inside the stasis. Can they find anything more? Not yet. Berserker with M&S off to the side as Fudge makes his entrance, but he won't get a kill just yet. Berserker up into the sky, the feathers fly. Fudge trying to chase after FBI. He finds another. Ignar is down, and C9 with 3 blinking health bars wins the fight.
What a scrappy game between these two teams. Contracts took that Q, and I don't think he meant to do that. And now he's gone.
He falls to Berserker and loses even more tempo for NRG.
So Berserker who's able to burst him down, and what a crazy exchange. Back and forth. Goes forward, ends up going down, and you can see that. Oh, she's like, what? What did I do?
0.
Yeah, that is a ridiculous amount of damage from the package. And there's a GA and a Maw on M&S. So he is built very defensively. It's going to be so tough to actually take down. And it's still putting out that. And Dokla's time in this game is really kind of over as far as his domination. Fudge is caught up. He's on 3.
Doesn't mean anything. Berserker's already got the wave coming up down the top lane here. And that means they can just immediately force down this tier 2. He's not Ziggs or Tristana, but he's the next closest thing. The turret just melts while Palafox...
Time playing out this game if they do.
And for NRG, I'm looking at the inventories. The Sivir sitting on 3 items plus BF Sword. She really wants to have that 4th completed item by the time that Drake fight begins. Fudge tries to run away. Dokla wants to keep him locked down. They can start this off the right way. Fudge with the stopwatch at least buys enough time to stay alive, but now he's charmed up. Ignar's locked them down. Dokla's shut him down. That's 1 pick for NRG, but they still want to find some more. M&S with the poke, holding them at bay. C9 regrouping, keeping everybody else alive. NRG
all their summoners except for FBI's, but FBI could be very vulnerable, and that Baron is going down fast.
It is melting so quickly. M&S is just keeping energy away. The Baron is already dropped. It is secured by C9. A TP is coming in from Fudge, and he is ready to team fight. Ignar goes in for the grand entrance, but the timing isn't there, and Fudge just disengages. Blabber's got to be careful. Flash forward into the Magnet Storm to lock these guys down, but it won't work. FBI turns on him with an EPS. Daisy with a knock-up on Berserker as the Boomerang Blade flies out again. C9 trying to escape with their Baron. Ignar tries to lock down the enemy AD carry, but the cleanse gets Berserker away. FBI kills Ven. Dokla's into the stasis, keeping everybody else zoned. NRG, 5-man group in the mid lane, chasing C9 out.
They're
mid. Pushing. They might just try to end the game. Ignar's looking to stop backs. He escapes, and C9 is still not back in their own base. Palafox is doing the same. The soldier jumps forward, and Fudge has to try to run. NRG still pushing down the mid lane. They'll take out the tip.
He is packaged.
To go further. Palafox trying to fight Berserker, and Fudge needs a little bit more damage, and he finds the first.
M&S
goes for the second, but a flash out from Berserker. M&S coming back over the wall, needs a little bit more damage on Palafox, and he'll kill him. Dokla and Contracts and FBI now still trying to stand and fight as M&S and Berserker step forward in a 2v3. Contracts tries to give him the shields. Berserker has nothing left. M&S will lose his Guardian Angel, but what about the last little bit of the fight here? Dokla and Contracts still looking to burn him down. The extra bit of the shield, the slow, the burst, the damage. Yep, Croc! Dokla still getting it done.
Dokla, the time of the victim, may pass, but this man refusing to go extinct. Dokla is going crazy in this game as NRG march on that mid lane inhibitor. There's no carries for Cloud9 for so long. There's potential to still end the game. We'll see if they want to make the risky play and go for it. They're posturing forward. They're clearing out multiple waves here from mid and bot, getting everything moving in their direction.
They still have the Sivir. They want to end the game. It's 7 seconds left on Fudge. FBI, he took turret aggro. They shut him down. The push is done. They won't be able to end the game right now. Sven tries to lock down Dokla for a little bit more, but now they got to be careful. Fudge is back on the map. The counter-strike is ready, but Dokla flashes away. FBI taking turret aggro there. Ends up being a critical blunder for NRG. Fudge won't chase it any further.
NRG, but FBI picking up turret aggro is so bad for them. Not only does he die, that means they lose soul.
In base, I assume, with package at the ready. Yep, there it is. He'll be able to make his TP, and C9 starting up the Baron. They can burn it down incredibly quickly, even with only 2. M&S is behind. He wants the angle here for the package delivery. Dokla's already in the dominance. NRG falling back as M&S goes over the wall. Package is delivered. They've immediately got their first kill, but Cloud9 are taking a lot of AoE. Double kill back up into Berserker. He's going forward with the feathers. He'll let him fly. Palafox is done. Dokla will not be able to find a return kill into the Cloud9 marksman. And with M&S valking over the wall, I think C9 just got it. They'll need to kill Dokla through the resurrection, but it's not a problem. Fudge gets the last auto to take him down, and now there's no way out for Contract. He's stuck in a 1v2, and they'll be able to burn him down too. It's Fudge split pushing in bottom. Contracts is done. Ace for C9, and that'll be your series.
Signed, sealed, delivered. M&S gets into the back line with the package, roasting up NRG before Berserker goes crazy, flying in to secure the team fight win.
It was the closest game of the series for NRG. They made it take 42 minutes, but C9 is the superior team. They will take out NRG 3-0 and punch their ticket and earn their spot in the finals next Sunday.
Cloud9 remaining undefeated.